Oh, it's actually good this time. Okay, that's good.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy the game. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Don Percy here, the voice of the Cardinals, bringing you live coverage on today's doubleheader game, back-to-back doubleheaders that we had. We saw last Friday night. It was Pope versus Pittsfield, a dominating 6-0 win, and also on the boys' end, it was a 9-1 win versus Westfield, dominating wins in both of those games. This evening, Pope will work right to left, Chicopee Comp working from left to right. This game's just about to head underway. Again, last year, these two teams met for the first time ever. Twice they squared off against each other. Pope would claim both victories there. First time winning by a score of 4-1, then 5-1 nearly 2 weeks later. And just like this, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about underway. Pope starting out early possession here. Again, we said that this year, moving up into the Western Mass Class A rank, this could be a team that Pope would see in the postseason possibly, along with a couple of other teams such as Minnechaug, Ludlow, Longmeadow, and couple of other teams, but this was one of the main teams that when you looked onto the Pope Francis schedule that they would face. The pass in, throwing for Samard right there, tries to get over to Pandolfi, but instead sent out of bounds. So Chicopee Comp will take it now. Again, Comp coming off of a 4-0 win versus Wacona just 5 days ago. Pope coming off of a huge win Friday night, 6-0 versus Pittsfield. Their closest game they've had so far, 6-0. So it's been Pope dominating start to finish for both of these, for the two games they've had now. As that shot is cleared out of harm's way by Nora Walsh. Instead, it's regrouped by Mila Dillard. Again, Dillard and Hannah Johnson, both team-leading goal scorers on the Cardinals team. 4 goals apiece in 2 games. You really don't see that a lot, especially when it comes to soccer games. 4 goals apiece, you're more into the 1-2 goal a game range possibly. But last game, it was a hat trick for Hannah Johnson. So she had 3 of the 6 goals for the Cardinals. Certainly looking to add on to that today. As a throw-in along the far right side of the field by Fiala, tried to find Hannah Johnson, but instead sent back out of bounds. So Chicopee Comp will get some O-zone time, hopefully. Again, that's something we talked about a lot last game. It was Pittsfield. Just the lack of offensive zone capability. We saw that a little more with Westfield, really. As this shot catches Nina Pandolfi, far side of the field. She could have a clean break. Pandolfi going to the inside. Her shot is blocked, and it's sent up in the air, where it would be regrouped by Alice Sterlacci. Sterlacci looking back inside for Pandolfi. Pandolfi tried to get that shot, I believe, on net, but instead she'll regroup with it just outside the sidelines. So Pandolfi back over to Samard, looks inside for Sterlacci. Sterlacci trying to find Pandolfi on the far side, but instead it'll be sent out of bounds. So Chicopee Comp will regroup with possession. Again, we talked about it was last game. Pittsfield, the Generals, with absolutely no... It was Pope Francis just O-zone attacking from start to finish. This game we could look at a little... it could be a little different. I believe these two teams played each other in Summer League. For those of you that... we did not broadcast Summer League games. It would be a little hard just to get into the building and unlock all the broadcasts. But I did attend a couple of Summer League games. I believe Pope Francis would take that game by a score of 2 or 3-0. So certainly a more challenging foe here for the Cardinals. But again, we saw it. It was just start to finish domination by the Cardinals last game. I mean, they give Pittsfield no breathing room. And that's what led to their 6-0 just really dominating win. Again, we saw that with the boys. It was a little bit of... As the pass there by Pandolfi almost caught her far side again, almost her second scoring opportunity. Again, we saw with the boys. Westfield really had, it was the little 10 minutes between the first and second half. It was the opening 10 minutes in the second half that really they started to come to life, and they got their first goal of the game there. But then after that, it really died down. So there really has not been a team that's been able to stick with both the boys and girls Cardinals teams for a full 90-minute game, which I think that's definitely one of these strong suits. If you're playing a team, that is definitely what you want as a coach, certainly. This is sent back by Colette Thayer. Thayer will pass it back over the far side. Over for Gabby Fiala. Fiala looks upfield over for Mila Dillard, looking to add on to her 4-goal season that she has so far. I believe all-time 21 goals under her belt so far, so... That ball sent out of play there, but it'll be thrown back in by Dillard. Dillard looking up far side of the field for Hannah Johnson. Johnson in on goal. Save made by Chicopee Comp goalie. Sterlacci is taken down there right in front of the net. Chicopee Comp still trying to get out of their own zone. I believe Pope was looking for maybe a penalty or some type of card there, but instead it'll be sent out of play. This will be easy save made by Donahue for the Cardinals. For the Colts. But it's passed intercepted by Sterlacci. Sterlacci fires a shot in, but it's an easy save by Donahue. And Pope really with this early attacking zone pressure. That's what you want to see here for the Cardinals. Wear out the team early on and then start piling on the goals later in the game or early on. We saw that it was with the boys. 58 seconds in, Vita Veli, what a score. Dillard is taken down on the play there, then gets a ball straight to the face. That's got to hurt, but she gets right up and passes over to Pandolfi. She could get an assist. She could have gotten an assist out of that. That was great effort there. But instead, it's called offside by the official. So just under 6 minutes played by here in the opening half. 0-0 right now. Chicopee Comp looking to get some ozone time, but instead they could have it here. Walsh trying to get it out of the zone. Instead, it's picked off by the Colts. I believe they could have a corner kick, or excuse me, no, it'll be Kornacki with a goal kick. But again, Pope is tested for the first time. It's been all ozone for Pope in the 2 games they played versus Hampshire Regional and Pittsfield. Now they're having to play a little more on the defensive side here with the Colts putting the pressure on early. So back and forth rather than just one-sided for the Cardinals. That has been the last 2 games. Again, now this may come as a shock, but this will be the last home game for the girls' soccer team for almost a month as Turmel is trying to get there. Instead, Chicopee Comp gets it right back. So they're giving the Cardinals no breathing room. Unlike Pittsfield, they gave them plenty of breathing room. That's what ultimately they dominated that game start to finish. We'll say it time and time again. Strelacci tries to fire a shot in the middle looking for Dillard. She does. Dillard with it now tries to fire a low left side shot, but instead it's sent wide. Again, we said what may seem unusual for the girls' soccer team is that this will be the only game. They have 3 straight home games, but what is a little bit weird is that they will not have another home game, so it'll be, I believe, 6 straight home games, or excuse me, 6 straight away games for almost an entire month. The next time you will see us here broadcasting a girls' game will be October 3rd versus Agawam High School versus the Brownies. So that is something to note. And next week, really, it's this week what the schedule will look like, is that Thursday we will have the boys. They look bad blood. I talked with some of them prior to the game after the interview. They said, we want Monument Mountain and we want them down. It was 5-4 last time they met, and they are not holding back this time if they get a chance. And I'll be on the turf here. I believe that game is set for Thursday. As that ball is sent out of play there by the Cardinals, so it'll be Chicopee Comp regrouping it. So you try to get it over the halfway point here to get some ozone time. So Thursday it'll be the boys versus Monument Mountain. 4:30 will be that game. Kickoff will be at 4:30. And then really it spreads out to 1 game a week for the Cardinals. As next Monday it'll be boys soccer versus East Long Meadow. That game, I do apologize, that game might only be recording. I myself may not be here, as that shot there is saved by Kornacki. So she'll send it out to the far side over for Fialo. So Fialo look upfield. Upfield for Dillard. Dillard passes off to Johnson. Johnson tries to give a give-and-go pass. Back for Dillard, but instead she gives it to Ballant. Ballant looks upfield for Strelacci. Strelacci tried to get there to get the Cardinals there for another decent scoring opportunity, but instead it's sent out of harm's way by the Colts. Samar with the throw-in now. Tried to get that one, I believe, upfield for Ali Soja. This is for Strelacci. Strelacci passes over to Turmel. Turmel looks for Strelacci. Strelacci, a clean break in. But it is, I believe that was Donahue out to get the ball. So, a couple of good scoring opportunities in the first 10 minutes for the Cardinals. As Nora Walsh pressured on there, passes it back off for Fialo. Fialo looking upfield. Tried to get the pass over to Dillard to get another score. I mean, the Cardinals have got many. They definitely got many scoring opportunities. Had 3 or 4 so far. But Donahue's been just shutting them down in net. I mean, we saw that was the case. I believe with Pittsfield, it's where it's hard to believe that game was really 6-0. It should have been more. I would have said 3-0. Close to a score like that. As I'm looking on the sheet right now, it was Hannah Kickery for the Pittsfield Generals. And she really kept them in that game. I mean, it was. I think that game could have easily been 3-0. As Dillard with it now looks to add on to her 4-goal season and shot a wide over the net. Sub coming onto the field for the Cardinals as it'll be Ella Brasselarchi on for the Cardinals and Hannah Johnson off. So again, we said that game easily could have been 3-2-0. But again, it was a real surprise to see that it was a 6-0 game. Again, back-to-back doubleheaders today, so we will bring you live coverage. Boys are set to take on Hampshire Regional today, 6:30. So we'll be ready for that one. The goal kick coming here for the Colts. Just under 30 left to play here in the opening half. Ball taken back there by Thayer as it is sent upfield. So throwing for Fialo. The Colts try to get that out of harm's way. As they do, send it upfield. They could have a clean break here. Kornacki out of her net to get it as she passes off to Walsh. Walsh really didn't look ready for the pass, but she regroups with it. Walsh step back there. Over for Termel. Termel back to Kornacki. Cardinals just taking their time here. And no rush at all. We saw this a lot last game where they were up 3-0. Again, different scenario, though, now. Only 0-0. I think the Cardinals expect to have a goal by now, and it is. Mila Dillard, it could be on a breakaway. Dillard with it now. Trying to get around the Colt defender. Shot sent just over the net. I mean, and that is 4 golden opportunities the Cardinals have had so far. I think they just keep piling them on more and more. They'll have a couple in back of the net so far. But it's hard to believe this is 0-0. The Cardinals piling on the chances. Piling on the chances here. Excuse me there. But they're piling on the chances. The scoring opportunities are all there. Fortunately, they have nothing to show for it now as it's just 0-0. Dillard with it now passes it back off to Samar. Samar looking upfield. Tried to get that one over to Soja. But instead it's sent out. I thought it was going to be Chicopee Comp thrown, but instead it's Pope Francis. So Pope, I believe, will get another throw, or it'll be a corner kick. And it'll be a throw-in for Samard as she looks upfield to get it to Dillard. Dillard at the corner now. A little move around the defender there. A little rainbow over her head is sent back out of play there. So 27 minutes remaining here in the opening half. 0-0 the score. Still looking for the first goal of the game. Kick in by the Cardinals. Sent in front of the net, a little bit over. But the Cardinals will regroup with it now as it'll be Dillard looking back for a pass and says she'll send it forward. Dillard with it now. And I get around the Chicopee Comp defender. She does a little aerial pass there. Over for Strelacci. Strelacci in. Taken down on the play there. Pope still looking for a call. But instead, they won't get it. So I think 2 calls the Cardinals were looking for there. Possible free kicks or maybe even penalty kicks. They definitely could have got golden scoring opportunities there. I think they can't believe that they didn't get a penalty call there. But nonetheless, the Cardinals will regroup with it in their own end. So Cardinals with it now. It's a save made there by Donahue. The punt almost to center field. And Pope putting on the ozone time here as maybe I jinxed myself there as Chicopee Comp comes the other way. Beetling with it now. Just a pass back over to Walsh. Walsh looks upfield for Termel. Termel cycles it back off to Thayer. Thayer looks up the far side of the field for Fialo. Fialo dancing around with it now. Back over to Thayer. Nearly 15 minutes gone by in this opening half. Still 0-0 the score. Cardinals looking to get at least 1-0 up by halftime. I'd say that's what they're really what their probably minimum standard is now for teams. Chicopee Comp gets it back into the ozone. So they try to get some pressure back on. Comp with it now, looking upfield. As they do, there could be a potential breakaway. Comp, still with it now. It's in the center, but it is, I believe that was Balin clearing it out of harm's way in the middle. So Cardinals getting a little risky with it in their own D zone. Certainly something you don't want to see, especially in a 0-0 game. I mean, honestly, I think the Cardinals were expecting to have already maybe a 1, even 2-0 lead now. But instead, it's still 0-0. Cardinals on the defensive side now, so they'll try to work it out of their own end. As Kornacki will take the goal kick. Thayer up the sidelines, over to Fiala. Fiala with it now, taking her time. Little shake and bake there, get up the line. Pressured on hard by up for Dillard. Dillard could have a potential breakaway here. Dillard with it now. Stops his step back there. She's looking for whoever's open. She'll probably take the shot. Dillard with it now. Take the shot. Just sent wide. We thought that was in. I honestly thought that was in. I didn't see the save there, but it's a save made by Donahue coming up big for the Colts now. She's made 3 or 4 great saves to keep this a 0-0 game. And this could be one of the closer games that we might see all year between for the Cardinals. So Strelacci will take the corner kick. Just about halfway done with the first half. And boys, 6:30 versus Hampshire tonight, as that corner kick is sent nearly to midfield, as the header, I believe, by Soja was trying to get directed towards the net, but instead it's sent wide. So Pope will regroup, or excuse me, the Colts will regroup with it. I believe they'll throw it in now. Again, Pope looking to go 3-0 into this week. As we said before, we want to talk about. I know we talked about last game. It was the true road trip that they're going to have in New Jersey versus Immaculate Heart Academy and versus the DePaul Catholic Spartans. But I mean, really, this is going to be a long stretch of games that they are not going to see the home turf for. We said it was close to a month. 6 away games. Those away games will be against Agawam, Wacona, South Hadley, Hampshire Regional, Pittsfield, and Chicopee Comp. So, play a nice before they come back home. They will play Chicopee Comp again. I believe the schedule will almost repeat itself back the way it did with their away games. Before, they have two more home games before their tournament in October, the 12th and 13th. The tournament in New Jersey. As Fialo tries to break it up there, she tries to get the pass up for Dillard, who was looking for her 5th goal of the season so far. Set the pass is sent back in. Beedling over to Walsh. Walsh looking around with it now. She got time and she's got space. Nearly halfway done with the first opening half. Termel with it now. Termel looking upfield. She's got Soja. Soja almost on a clear breakaway there, but instead it's called offsides once again by the officials. So 21 minutes remaining here, opening half. If you're the Cardinals right now, you've had the ozone pressure that you want. There's no, I mean, I wouldn't be. If you're Coach Dillard right now, you've got what you've had plenty of scoring opportunities. I think right now you're just focusing on what the little things that you can do right. So making those go in. Because I mean, Donahue for the Colts, she's had 3 or 4 great saves now. The Cardinals will try to work it out of their own D zone. But I mean, if you're Coach Dillard, you don't have anything to be mad of here. I mean, they've played this game just how they want it. Good golden scoring opportunities they've had so far. Just none able to capitalize yet, which is unfortunate. I think the Cardinals expect to be at least up 1, if not 2-0 by now. The way they played the first 2 games of the season, certainly they look to improve to 3-0 before they have their long stretch of away games. So will the boys tonight. As up the far side of the field, Soja. Soja again with possibly a partial break. Soja intercepted there by the Colts defense. So Pope will throw it in. Soja looking upfield as she passed the throw off back to Beeling. Beeling over to Strelacci. Strelacci taken away there by the Colts. So they send it back up the field. And Colts haven't really had much ozone time that we've seen so far. It's been a lot of just Pope Francis and really Pope just cycling it back in their own D zone when they get a chance. So Pope really not playing. They're not really playing risky at all in their D zone. They're just trying to more so clear it out to get more scoring opportunities. As that pass is intercepted there by Nora Walsh. Under 20 to play here in the opening half. We will have the Cardinal halftime. We'll break down what we saw in the opening half and what we look to see in the second half. That pass there almost on net. I believe Kornacki was ready for it, but Walsh will take it up for the Cardinals. Walsh with the pass up over for Sterlacci. Sterlacci looks upfield. It's a long, deep pass over for Dillard, or at least it was intended to. It's broken up by the Colts defense. So the Colts will come back the other way with it now. That long-range shot is sent on net for Kornacki. He rolled out over for Thayer. Thayer looks upfield, trying to get something going for the Cardinals, as it's really just been back and forth between O-zone and D-zone for the Cardinals. Trammell with it now. Trammell upfield. Tries to find Sterlacci on a partial break. She does. Sterlacci with it now, taken away by the Colts defense once again. I mean, the Colts have just been hustling back so far, really limiting Pope's scoring opportunities. We've saw Pope's had at least 3 or 4 golden scoring opportunities. But, I mean, if it wasn't for the Colts defense, they could have had so many more. I think that's the key to why this game is still 0-0. Pope probably was walking in today thinking, man, we beat these guys 4-1, 5-1 last season. It might turn out to be a little different. This game could turn into maybe a 2-1, 1-0 game at the final. I mean, this is certainly, if you're the Cardinals right now, you've got plenty of scoring opportunities. It's just unfortunate that they have not capitalized on any of them yet. So the Colts will throw it in, not the Comps. Chicopee Comp Colts and not. The Colts will throw it in now. Soja was trying to send it back into the Pope O-zone. And instead it's sent back out. So Pope will get a throw in. As they look to get some more havoc going here in their offensive zone. So a throw in there. Sent out, back out of play by. This is blocked by Beedling. So Chicopee Comp will throw back in again. Again, the time for the New Jersey tournament is not yet set. I believe there is an afternoon game versus the DePaul Catholic Spartans. Again, we talked about that. The game versus Immaculate Heart has yet to have a time out. But the Cardinals will certainly be going against some high-level competition. 2 top 20 ranked teams in New Jersey. It's a throw in there. A long distance throw in from Beedling was trying to get to the front, and then as I believe that was Dillard and Ballant trying to get it towards the net. Instead cycled back by Nora Walsh. Walsh looks up over for Trammell. Sterlacci tried to get the little touch pass over for Dillard, but instead she is met by a Chicopee Comp defender. So Comp and no rusher. We see this with the Cardinals. The Cardinals just take their time in their own D-zone. Colt really giving them a taste of their own medicine, really, with just taking their time in their own D-zone. If they're not going to put any pressure on, they're just going to take the time that's given. Colts with it now. Look upfield. They look to get some O-zone pressure on. They almost do. They could have a partial break here. Is Beedling hustling back, but instead it's scooped up by Kornacki. It's sent nearly to the sideline there by Beedling. Beedling looking up. Tries to get the centering feed over for Sterlacci. Instead it's sent back out to the sideline. So Chicopee Comp still with it now. As they're getting some O-zone pressure. Comp still with it now. They could have a good scoring opportunity out of this, but instead it's picked off by Walsh. Walsh. Up over for Ballant. Ballant. Trying to pick off the pass there. As Pope will work it the other way. Almost another near breakaway for MIAA Dillard. She could have 2-3 goals this game. It seems like. I believe it's called offsides. I believe we have a water break or a timeout taken by the Colts. So we'll step aside here 14:58 in the opening half. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here, live on Pope Prep. So under 15 to play here in the opening half. I believe the Cardinals will start out with it. Chicopee Comp will start out with it in their own D zone. Again, Chicopee Comp has not had a lot of offensive zone time. It's really just been the Cardinals trying to get it. It's really been between what I would say the halfway point of the field and somewhat of the Cardinal offensive zone. But other than that, the majority of the play has really been in the, one would say, really the neutral zone of this field, between the 40 and really both 40-yard marks, if not 35 and 35-yard marks. It's been contested a lot there. It hasn't really been one side. If I was going to one side, I would say the Cardinals definitely have had more O-zone time, and the opportunities are definitely there. It's just they have not had time to capitalize on it yet, as Fiala will take the throw in. Fiala looks over for Turmel. Turmel with it now. Turmel tries to step back with it there as she takes a man down. Turmel with it now as she gets taken down too. I believe offsides was the call by the official. So Comp will start with it. The pass is intercepted there by Fiala. Fiala over for Johnson. Johnson looks far side of the field for Sterlacci, who almost had a partial breakaway there, but again, shut down by this Colts defense. I mean, if you're the Colts defense, or if you're even the Colts coach, you've had great defense so far. You've limited Pope to their scoring opportunities. That's what really we saw Hampshire Regional and Pittsfield did not have. It was just peppering upon peppering of shots that Pope Francis had. They've really limited, this Colts defense has limited Pope a lot to, I think, 4 or 5 quality shots, even scoring chances on Donahue. So that's something that's definitely a change for the Cardinals this evening. Comp will throw it in now, as they look to get it upfield. His pass to center there. Broken up by Thayer. Thayer looks upfield again. Tried to look upfield for the pass for Dillard, and she does. Dillard almost there with a partial break, but again, I believe it is called offsides. So I think if you're the Cardinals now, you got to be watching the offsides at the official calling, because the Cardinals have been called, I think, at least 2 or 3 times for times they could have had an odd man rush upfield. You got to watch the offsides now if you're the Cardinals. So that's something taken into consideration here. This pass is broken up by Samard there. Over for Soja. Soja, a little shake and bake there around Comp defenders. She tries to get the pass upfield for Strelacci, but instead this Colt defense has just been shutting down the Cardinals. As it is we still remain scoreless as Pandolfi will head into the game for Strelacci. So 0-0 still the score. 12 minutes remaining in the opening half. Again, we'll have the Cardinal halftime coming up. Break down what we saw in the opening half and what we look to see in the second half. But, I mean, really, Comp has they've done a really good job at limiting Pope to their quality scoring opportunities. As Dillard was looking for a call there, I believe, to get it for a Pope throw-in or even a Pope corner kick. But ref will signal that it'll be a goal kick for Donahue. So Donahue with the goal kick now. Under 11 to play. She passes it off for the defender. Comp working it up the field now. It's Madison Riffenberg. Riffenberg tries to find her offensive forwards, and she could. She could be a partial break here. Samar, though, gets a ball back for the Cardinals as she breaks up the near breakaway that they had there. Pandolfi tries to settle the pass there, but instead sends it in the middle. Trammell takes a player down there. Play continues. Pandolfi look upfield for Ballant, but instead it's picked off by the defenders of Chicopee Comp. Upfield for Hannah Johnson. Johnson looking to center for Dillard. She got Dillard sending. Johnson with it now. Fires. Off the post. She thought she had it in. Dillard looking to turn it around and get a shot on. Dillard over for Ballant. Ballant with a shot over the net. Pope thought they had the opening goal of the game there, but it was sent off the post by Hannah Johnson, who nearly had her 5th goal of the season. They thought that was going in, but unfortunately it was really miscalculated, and it hit the post, and they could have had a quality rebound, but unfortunately they thought it was going in. So under 10 to play here. Pope almost with the ice-breaking goal here in the opening half. It could have gave them a 1-0 lead. Pandolfi trying to put some pressure on the Colt defense. She does. But Chicopee Comp will throw it back in. So Colts with the throw in, under 10 to play in the opening half. Again, Chicopee Comp coming off of a 4-1 win versus Wacona. So this is their second game of the season. Both teams certainly would like to come out with a W this evening. Pope will look to improve to 3-0, hopefully. This Comp will start out with it in their own D zone. Comp up the far side line. I believe that pass was sent off for Lily Picard. Sent into the own zone for the Cardinals. Picard pressuring Walsh now as she sends it back for Kornacki. Kornacki's got to get rid of it quickly. She passes off over to Walsh, who is pressured on hard by Comp forward Lily Picard. And she forces a turnover, and I believe it will be sent for Kornacki to take a goal kick. So Kornacki will take the goal kick. 0-0 still in this opening half. 8:35 remaining. Walsh with it now, starting out of her own D zone. Walsh upfield tries to find the pass off for Pandolfi. Again, I think at this point the Cardinals looking more short passes. They've been trying to send it too far up the field and trying to get the Hail Mary passes up the field. It hasn't been working for the Cardinals, so I think something you got to talk about certainly at halftime is working on shorter passes. Because we've seen so far the long-distance passes really have not been working to their favor as Kornacki almost mishandled it there. So Comp almost with a quality scoring opportunity. Trammell looks upfield. Over for Dillard. Dillard trying to get there, but again called offsides. I mean, these refs must really have it out for the Pope forwards. 4 or 5 offside calls could have led to quality scoring opportunities for the Cardinals. But again, called down by the official. I mean, the refs got to have something against the Cardinals at this point. I mean, they've been denied could have been denied quality scoring opportunities, or even odd man rushes up the field. Pandolfi looks to center that one over for Dillard, but again, picked off by the Colt defense. Colts look inside with it as they try to get some ozone taken down there on the play. As I believe that was Kyla Shumsky. Pass look for Trammell, but again, sent back into the defensive zone for the Colts. At this point, the Colts are just looking to wear out Pope. Trying to get the pass in front. There was Caitlin Gahuli. I think at this point, the Colts are just trying to wear Pope down to maybe get a couple of quality scoring opportunities in maybe the final one final minute or maybe the final 2 minutes here. As really Comp starts putting on the ozone pressure here in the final 10 minutes of this game. I mean, we saw it was all Pope to start off. So the corner kick coming here for the Colts. They'll try to center the feed in front. They almost do. It's still in front of the net. Colts trying to get it in the net. Pope trying to clear it. And they do. Pandolfi looking upfield. Again, we said the Cardinals got to focus on more short distance passes. Again, picked off. So the Colts will work it back into the Pope zone as it's Madison Riffenberg. Riffenberg looking upfield. Tried to center the feed there, but it has proved relentless. Again, Pope, we said if you're Pope right now, you've got to be tired. I mean, they're just trying to clear it out of their own D zone. So Rifferty with the pass in as she looks over for Picard. Picard tried to get this shot on net, but is blocked there. So again, Comp will throw it in. As it'll be Caitlin Gahuli with the throw in for the Colts. Under 6 to play here in the opening half. The pass picked off there by Trammell. Trammell, long distance looking upfield. She's got Dillard. Dillard on a clean break, looking for goal number 5 of the season. Dillard shoots, makes a little move. Never mind, she scores! Completely fakes out the goaltender. And what a goal for goal number 5 of the season. As Mila Dillard, I mean, you want to talk about an ankle-breaking move there. She had completely faked out the goaltender, Donahue. And what a goal there as the Cardinals go up 1-0 with 5:13 remaining in the opening half. I mean, wow. I mean, I was saying that the long-distance passing, that you would have to be careful with that. But it worked out the Pope's favor. So the Cardinals with the icebreaker here. As they go up 1-0 in the opening half. And away from the play there, as it was almost Soja with a potential breakaway opportunity there. So under 5 to play in the opening half. As Comp still putting the pressure on there. Again, it was the break that got Pope the scoring opportunity. They were trying to clear it out of their D zone. I believe they tried to get 5 or 6 cleared chances as Hannah Johnson up the far wing of the field. She looks to center over for Dillard. Dillard tries to get that pass over in front on net, but instead it is sent out of the field. So Dillard with another golden scoring opportunity. Unfortunately, she could not connect. So 1-0 Pope now, as they have their first goal of the game. Donahue with the kick for the Colts, as she looks up the far side of the field for Picard. Picard with it now pressured on by Sterlacci. Sterlacci still with the slide tackle there. She nearly kicks it away. She kicks it away there. Sterlacci still with it now. Colts starting to scramble in their own D zone. Trammell steals it away now. Trammell looks upfield for Dillard, but instead it is picked up by Donahue. Again, good half played by both these teams so far. Pope, it was 5 or 6 opportunities to clear, and they finally connected with a good clearing opportunity there. As it was just all Colts. I mean, I think it was like 5 or 7 solid minutes. It was all Colts on the ozone pressure. As Kornacki steps out of her goal, and sends that one up the far side of the field for Thayer. Thayer looks over for Fialo. Fialo tries to center the pass over for Turmel. Turmel taking her time, has options. She looks to long distance upfield. Again, we see it again with the long distance passing. Dillard with it now, tries to cut inside the middle there. Dillard tries to fire that one. I believe she was looking for Soja, middle of the field, but instead it's kicked back out. So Campo regroup with it. Picard upfield. Try to get the stretch pass. I believe that was over for Ibrahimi. And it's sent back into the zone. As Walsh broke the play up there. So 2:30 remaining in the opening half. Coming up, we will have the Cardinal halftime. We'll break down what we saw and what we hope to see in the second half. But again, a close game here for the Cardinals. 1-0 to score. I believe they were more than likely debating on having a more 2-3 goal lead. But instead, they're limited to one as the header there by Turmel is kept in the Colt zone. And it'll be scooped up by Donahue. So 2 minutes remaining. We are on official time now. As Turmel with it now, taken down on the play there, over for Soja. Soja up the far side of the field, looks for Sterlacci. Sterlacci looking inside for Dillard. Dillard for her second goal of the game. Save made by Donahue. Donahue coming up big for the Colts here in the dying moments of this first half. I mean, Donahue's made a couple of great saves here. I mean, we've talked about the goaltending between Pittsfield and Chicopee Comp. I mean, they've had some great goaltending. I mean, that's the main reason that this game really is only 1-0 right now. So Dillard with it now. Tries to go up the side wall for Beedling. Instead, it's sent out of play, so Comp will throw it in. I believe we are closing in on a minute left if we are on official time. So Comp will look to get some ozone pressure here in the dying moments of this half. Dillard with it now. Dillard looks center field for Ballant. Ballant inside. Has it now. Fires. Long distance off the crossbar. She had Donahue beat up top shelf, but she rings it just off the crossbar. And that's what's keeping this game at 1-0. As Colt will work it out of their own D zone. The Colts with it now. Chicopee with it now. Picked off by Beedling. Beedling tries to shake and bake around the defenders there, but it's sent back out. As Nora Walsh. Walsh tries to cycle back up for Kornacki. Kornacki got to do something with it as she is pressured on by the Colts offense. Walsh with it now. Walsh tried to center the feed over for Turmel. Turmel dropped pass over for Samard. Samard over for Beedling. And I believe with that we will have halftime. So Pope Francis with the 1-0 lead going to the halftime. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here. We'll have the Cardinal halftime coming up in just a moment. But 1-0 the score. As we will break down what we saw in the opening half and we'll look at what we hope to see in the second half. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here live on Pope Prep. Cardinal halftime here as Pope Francis leading by 1 going into the halftime. Again, we said it was really limited to really neutral zone ball possession. It was really split between these two teams. And really the big difference maker, it's in net for the Colts. As Mo Donahue, really, she has shut down the Cardinals a ton. I think they've had 5 or 6 golden opportunities to score. She's limited them to just 1 goal, and that's by MIAA Dillard with her 5th goal of the season. So I mean, if you're looking at going in, I mean, really, what we saw in the first half, it was really more ozone in the first half of Pope Francis. They had it in the Colt zone. They tried getting their scoring opportunities. When that failed, Chicopee Comp was just wearing the Cardinals down in the end of the first half. And really, that's what you got to be careful if you're the Cardinals here. Because Chicopee Comp's going to look to tie this game up at any given moment. So I think if you're the Cardinals right now, what you're looking at is you're just trying to really conserve energy in a way. You're up 1-0. You have the lead right now. Play more on the defensive, if not neutral zone side. Obviously, you still do want to get at least a comfortable 2, probably 3-goal lead. But, I mean, the big difference maker, it's really been in goaltending for the Colts and their defense. I mean, hustling back to limit Pope to their scoring opportunities. So I would say, if you're Coach Dillard right now, what you've got to be explaining to your players is, I would say, probably more focused on short passes versus long-distance passing. Again, we saw it. It was Pope tried that out of their own D zone. They tried 3 or 4 times. Fortunately for them, one would connect, and they would get their first goal of the game. It would be Dillard's 5th goal of this season. But, I mean, if you're the Cardinals, you got to start focusing on short-distance passing to get it upfield. And you got to focus on conserving your energy. So I think with that, that'll just about do it. 1-0 the score. Cardinals lead going into the second half. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions play here. Second half coming up right after this. Second half of play just about to get underway here as it is. Pope working left to right, Comp working from right to left. Again, the Cardinals with a 1-0 lead here. As we saw, it was all Pope Francis in the opening half. As Dillard with it now tries to get the golden opportunity there for the Cardinals. But instead, it is sent out of play. So Chicopee Comp with the goal kick. Donahue with the goal kick to center field. Samard putting the pressure on there as she tries to break up the forward momentum for the Colts. Again, 1-0 we saw. If you're Pope right now, we said it in the halftime. You got to focus more on, I would say, short passes versus the long distance, really Hail Mary passes that you've been looking at. Those really haven't worked. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those were great for D zone, just trying to clear it and whatnot. But, I mean, if you're Pope right now, and it did work. It did work. That is how Pope has their 1-goal lead right now. But if you're Pope, you got to start focusing on short-distance passing. Because throughout the whole game, that's not going to work. Chicopee Comp, we saw them slowly starting to wear down Pope. As Pope was just looking to really clear it out of their own zone. They couldn't really get a break towards the second half of the opening half. So Pope with the throw-in now. Fialo throws it into Soja. Soja, ball stolen away there by the Colts. Pope signaling for the referee that the referee thought it was Colt throw-in, but instead they signaled that it will be a Pope throw-in. So Pope with the throw-in. Samard over to Dillard. Dillard looking to get her second goal of the night. Add on to it 5 goals on the evening. As the pass there by Walsh was intercepted there. So the Cardinals will regroup with it. Thayer gets the pass over for Kornacki. Kornacki has to get it out of her own zone before the pass was nearly picked off there. Again, the Colts forward have we've seen the defense forward. It's been all hustle from them. Getting back to just break up the odd man rushes that they've had. And also really put pressure on Kornacki. The shot from long distance there is easily saved by Kornacki. So Peyton Bealding over to Thayer. Thayer upfield for Strelacci. Again, we said that the long distance passes might not start working. So if you're the Cardinals right now, you probably are going to have to focus more on short distance passing versus the long distance, probably 30, 40-yard passes. You're going to have to focus maybe on no more than, I would say, probably 10 yards. This ball sent out of play there by the Colts. So Pope with a chance to regroup. Again, third all-time meeting between these two teams. Comp looking for their first win ever against Pope. Again, the first time these two teams went head-to-head, it was last year. Pope would win 4-1. Then nearly 2 weeks later, they would win 5-1 against the Colts. It's looking like it could be a different story, though, this time. As Pope looking to get it out of their own zone between Thayer and Beadling, trying to pass it back and forth together. Over to Hannah Johnson. Johnson looking for centering feed over for Dillard. Instead, it's picked off there by the Colts again. Walsh upfield for Dillard. Dillard looks far side for Johnson. Dillard with it now still. Dillard over for Strelacci. Strelacci with the ball there, picked off again by the Colt defenders. I mean, Chicopee Comp is really limiting Pope to their scoring opportunities. I think that's one thing they had to talk about. Is Johnson nearly with a scoring opportunity there in front of the Colt net. But Chicopee Comp will come back the other way. As a near breakaway there for the Colts. Kornacki out to play. It's sent out of harm's way. But an opportunity there for the Colts. It's not sent out of play, though. So the shot back on Kornacki is an easy save made there. But, I mean, if you're Pope right now, you got to calm things down. I mean, it's only not even 5 minutes into the second half, and Chicopee Comp's already starting to put the pressure on. I mean, easily, if you don't start to calm this down in your own D zone, you could easily see 2-3 goals go into the back of your net if you're not careful. Comp looks upfield again. Kornacki out to play as it is scooped up there. So Kornacki will send it to the halfway point of the field. Again, pass picked off. I believe that is by Gahuli of the Colts. Termel upfield for Ballant. Ballant Looking upfield for Johnson. Johnson tries to get there, but instead it'll be picked up by Donahue for the Colts. Again, really good performances in net by both Kornacki and Donahue. I mean, this is solid goaltending you're seeing from both ends, from Chicopee Comp and from the Cardinals. I mean, Kornacki 1 goal against in what is right now 2 games. I won't jinx anything for the viewers at home, but 1 goal against in 2 games. Donahue with 1 goal against, I believe, in just 1 game so far. But so far, 2 goals against in 2 games. Not bad stats for both goaltenders. There's a pass there for Trammell. Sent upfield. Trammell with options upfield. Trammell tries to get that over for Sterlacci, but instead it is flagged offsides again by the officials. We said in the first half the officials had to have something out for the Cardinals. I mean, it was opportunity after opportunity. Cardinals would catch Chicopee Comp really too far into the play, and they almost made them pay for it, but the officials were constantly calling offsides. I mean, I swear the officials have something out for this the Cardinals forward. I mean, really. As that pass there is sent back into the Cardinals zone. Cardinals just trying to clear it now up the far side of the field. Fialo upfield for Ballant. Ballant upfield tries to get that one over to Dillard, but it's sent back out, so Comp with the throw in again. Again, as we were saying, this could be a potential postseason matchup that we could see in the Class A Western Mass tournament, or bracket, I should say. Comp with the throw in there. Centered off for Ballant. Ballant looking upfield for Dillard, but unfortunately, again, shut down by the Chicopee Comp defense. I mean, they're coming up big here. They want this game as a one goal game. It's anybody's game, really, from how you look at it. It really, Pope capitalizing on the one opportunity they had, which is what they needed to go up 1-0 in this game. As Ballant getting back there to put some pressure on the Comp forward. Trammell, who's it there? Comp coming back with it now. As that was Lily Picard trying to get the pass off, I believe, over for Tyron Caravu. Comp again with it in their own zone. Comp trying to create some havoc here. Still kept in by the Cardinals, but instead it's picked off by Sterlacci. Sterlacci could have numbers going the other way. It's Hannah Johnson. Johnson with a near break there. Passes off for Dillard. Dillard looking for her 2nd goal of the game. But again, it's cut off by the officials with the offsides. So a goal kick coming in here for Donahue as she tries getting that well past center field, but it's picked off by Ballant. Sterlacci, a nifty little move around the Colt defenders. Sterlacci with the long-range shots, easily scooped up by Donahue. 31-30 remaining here in the second half. It's a 1-goal game. Trammell up center field. Looking for Dillard. Instead, knocked down by the Colt defense. Ballant up the side field for Peyton Beilding. Up for Johnson. Johnson looking to center the pass for Dillard to get her 2nd goal of the game. Johnson taking it to the net. Johnson tried to get the pass off in front of the net, but instead it's picked off. Colt tried to clear it there, but instead it's picked off by Beilding. Beilding over to Trammell. Trammell faked the shot there, and she fires now. Looking to go far corner. No, it is sent just over the net. So with 31 minutes remaining in the second half, still anyone's game here. 1-goal game. Comp looking to tie it up here. I mean, this is what we saw in the first half of the game. As it was really, if you're Pope now, you're doing what you did last half. It was really, you started wearing yourself out. You've got to conserve energy here if you're the Cardinals. Because we saw it was last 10 minutes of this quarter. It was all pressure by Chicopee Comp, and Pope could not clear it out of their own zone. Comp trying to go back the other way, and instead it's picked off by Walsh. Walsh, and I believe the official blew it dead there. Not sure what that call was. But I believe he will rule in favor of the Cardinals. Chicopee coming back the other way with it. Save made by Kornacki. Kornacki coming up big here for the Cardinals. 1-0. Still the score. Under 30 to play. Aerial pass over for Dillard. As it's picked back off by the Chicopee Colts. So again, as I look at the bracket here, really it was all close scores here. So last year it was the Lancers for the girls bracket that would win in the final round of the Western Mass A bracket. They would win against Westside by a final score of 1-0. But again, Chicopee Comp, a potential postseason matchup that we could see here against the Cardinals, as well as Agawam. I believe we will home and home versus them, as well as home and home versus Chicopee Comp. Chicopee Comp looking upfield. Kornacki out to play it. Save made there as she sends that one right out for Fialo. Fialo trying to get it upfield. She does. Over for Johnson. Johnson looks to the centering pass, but says she'll pass it back over for Dillard. Dillard with it now for her, looking for her second goal of the game. Tries to shake and bake it there around the around the Colt defense. Instead, it's picked back up by Hannah Johnson. Johnson over for Dillard. Tries to get a rainbow pass over Chicopee Comp defender's head. Instead, I believe it'll be whistled down, and I believe it'll be a corner kick for Hannah Johnson. So again, postseason matchups we could possibly see in the Western Mass Class A tournament would be West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, and Chicopee Comp are all regular season games that the Cardinals have that they could potentially see a postseason game against in the Western Mass Class A bracket. So Termel with the kick now. Termel looks far side. I believe looking for Sterlacci, but instead it's sent out there. As Samard with there. Walsh with a low shot there as it's deflected back out towards the side. Chicopee Comp was looking up the far side for the pass. Again, boys game set for kickoff at 6:30. We are unsure if that game will start a little early. It may, at the rate it is going right now, the game may start a little early, more like 6 o'clock, maybe closer to 6:15, possibly. Pope with it now. Walsh trying to make a move around the Chicopee Comp forward there, but instead it's picked off. Chicopee Comp putting the ozone pressure on now. Walsh in a little bit of a scramble trying to get it out of her own zone. Pass up over for Termel. Thayer passed it over to Termel. Termel looks far upfield, but instead it'll be saved by Donahue. As that one is sent nearly past the center field range. Sent back over for Sophie Samard. So Samard will throw it in now. Samard looks for Sterlacci, far side, but instead it finds Termel. Termel, the pass picked off there by Chicopee Comp. Again, Chicopee Comp, they're not giving Pope any chance there. We talked about it was pregame. We were talking about a team that can stay with Pope for the full. I said 90 minutes, but it was really 80 minutes. Shot there, save made by Kornacki. If you're Pope now, you got to be limiting the Colts' scoring opportunities. I mean, they have had a couple of quality scoring opportunities, more so shots on net, but still they're piling on the pressure. Dillard now almost had a potential breakaway there, had to watch the offsides. Hannah Johnson with it now, centering feed over for Ballant. Ballant looks over for Fialo. Fialo, touch pass over for Johnson. It was again picked off by the Colt defense. Again, the Colts are not giving Pope any breathing room at all. We talking about it was Pittsfield and it was Hampshire Regional, giving Pope plenty of breathing room. As Dillard tries to fire a shot there, but it's deflected into the center. Termel with it now. Termel tries to fire a shot low, but instead it's picked off again by the defenders. Chicopee Comp with it now. Looking to center upfield. Sent the passes, I believe was looking for Caribou there of the Colts, but instead it's picked off. So Pope will work with it now. Again, Chicopee Comp, I've trying to finish my sentence here. Chicopee Comp has not given, or excuse me, Pope has been giving Chicopee Comp a little too much, really, wiggle room to give them scoring opportunities. Again, we have not seen a team that has yet to really stay with Pope for the full 80 minutes of a game. As this pass, look out, it could be a scoring opportunity for the Colts. Instead, is picked back off by, call it Thayer. So Thayer will send it over for Fiala. Fiala got the pass almost over for Ballant, but Chicopee Comp will come back the other way. Pass there, almost sent for Caribou. Instead, sent back down. Hannah Johnson hustling to the ball now. She could have her 5th goal of the season to tie MIAA Dillard. Johnson moves to the inside, but it is save made by Donahue. Donahue with the throw all the way to the 30-yard line. Again, Comp is relentless with the O-zone pressure. I mean, getting it out of the defensive zone and immediately putting it back in the O-zone to put pressure on Pope. Pass there from Trammell. Over for Dillard. Dillard has Johnson far side. Try to get it out. It's a scramble in front of the net, and Donahue comes up with it. Dillard almost had her 2nd goal of the game, but instead Donahue, big-time saves here for the Colts. As Chicopee Comp looks to work it the other way. Ballant over for Fialo. Fialo over for Trammell. Trammell looks upfield for Johnson. She's got Dillard centering. Johnson tries to center the pass there, but instead it's blocked by Molly Gerard. Fiala with a little step back move over for Ballant. Ballant looking upfield. Over for Sterlacci. Sterlacci taken down on the play there by Casely Morissette. So under 23 to play here in the second half. Pope still up 1-0. Again, the Colts really, what they're trying to do here is they're trying to wear Pope down. They're focusing on the last 10 minutes for golden scoring opportunities for them. As that shot there by Sterlacci is sent over the net. So I think if you're Pope right now, you really have to start focusing on conserving your energy. I mean, Chicopee Comp is in no rush at all. They know the last 10 minutes of the game, it's going to be all gas for them and no breaks. I mean, we saw that in the opening half. I mean, they had quality scoring opportunities. The fact that they were not able to put one in the back of the net was really, really surprising, as Pope really, it was failed clearing attempt after clearing attempt, but it wouldn't go. Trammell with the block there. Dillard trying to shake and bake around the defenders, takes down one defender, an ankle-breaking move there. But I believe the official ruled in favor of the Colts. So Donahue will take the goal kick. Donahue with the kick over to center field. She was looking upfield. Believe that one pass was for Kendall Knotts. Trammell with it now. Taking her time and no rush at all. Pope still up 1-0. Trammell over for Soja. Soja fires, save made by Donahue. Coming up big for the Colts. Nearly halfway through the second half of the game. Ballant over for Fialo. Fialo looking around. Passes back over for Trammell. Trammell over for Brasselarchi. Brasselarchi back up top over for Ballant. Ballant over to Trammell. Trammell trying to look in and fire a shot. Instead, she passes off for Fialo. Fialo looks in. Block shot there by Molly Gerard. And taken down on the play, I believe, was Gabby Fialo. Pope was looking for a call there. I believe possibly a penalty kick. But they won't get it. As the lights are on here at Pope Francis. So boys' game will more than likely be under the lights. 6:30 is when that kickoff is set to take place. I believe the game may be starting a little bit early. So just about 20 minutes remaining here in the second half. I think at this point for the Colts, this is where they start piling on the ozone pressure here. I mean, if you're the Colts, you've given Pope quality scoring opportunities, but I think now is where you really start to sort of lock in and start focusing more on offensive zone. You're already down 1-0. It really, honestly, it's not much if another goal goes in. You're looking right now just to tie this game up at 1 apiece. Chicopee Comp will work it out of their own D zone. The pass picked off there by Fialo. Fialo over for Trammell. Trammell called offsides again by the officials. I mean, these officials really, I hope these really are not the officials for the boys game, or else this could be an absolutely brutal time, especially for Ryan Davis. I mean, what a game he had last week. Back-to-back doubleheaders, we said. Friday was the first one. Monday is the second. That's today. I mean, but what a game Ryan Davis had. 5 assists, the playmaker of the game. I mean, he was real. I mean, if you talk about MVP of the game, putting all his effort out, is Trammell with a breakaway here. Trammell fires, scores! It's Maeve Trammell to put the Cardinals up 2-0 here. 19:03 remaining in the second half. So Trammell with the second goal of the night for the Cardinals. Again, we talked about 2-3 goal game this might be. I think if you're Comp, though, at this point, it's all ozone. You're down 2-0. You really don't care if another goal goes in or not. So I think you're focused on just getting 1, maybe 2 on the board late here in the game. As Trammell with Pope's second goal of the game. And that could be the dagger here. Mates Trammell with her third goal of the season. So Dillard with the first goal, Trammell with the second. Puts Pope up 2-0 now, under 20 to play in the second half. Again, we'll bring you the Cardinal postgame, possibly with our 3 stars of the night. We might see that with the boys game as well. Again, boys out bad for blood. Again, Thursday versus Monument Mountain. I mean, it is no smiles there versus a familiar foe. I talked with them already. They're ready for Monument Mountain come Thursday. So I think if Monument Mountain is not ready to play, Pope could bury them deep early on. As Dillard with it now. Dillard looks to get the centering feed off for Trammell for her second. Instead, it's Brasselarchi stepping in. Or, excuse me, Sterlacci stepping in to fire that shot. And is blocked by the Colt defense. I believe possibly a free kick coming here for the Cardinals. 2-0 the score. Up big here. Excuse me, it'll be a goal kick for the Colts. Again, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in at 6:30. We'll have the boys game versus Hampshire Regional. Again, as they look to go 3-0, certainly what the Cardinals will more than likely do this evening. We hope both teams will go 3-0. And then we can't not talk about it enough. Thursday, 4:30, make sure to tune in. Monument Mountain. Pope back for vengeance against them, as you may know from last year. Down 4-1. What dreams are made of. Coming back from 3 goals down to force overtime. Unfortunately, they would fall. And I believe the first overtime to Monument Mountain. So Pope looking for vengeance here this week, as that will certainly be a big game for the boys team. And that'll certainly be something we talk about in the post game for the boys game versus Monument Mountain, what their feelings are like going into that game. As Sterlacci with it now tries to find the starting feed over for Johnson. Johnson over for Dillard. Dillard step back there. Tried to shake and bake around the defenders there, but instead picked back off and sent out of harm's way. So under 16 remaining here in the second half. Fiala with the throw-in. Or excuse me, it'll be Turmel with the throw-in. Cardinals looking to go up 3-0 here. Under 16 to play. Turmel with the centering feed, looking for Dillard. Dillard still with it now. Trying to get her 6th goal of the season. Fialo, centering feed. Over for Ballant. Ballant fires a long-range shot. Save made by Donahue. 15 minutes just about remaining in the second half. Cardinals still up 2-0. Again, we said if you're the Colts right now, you're focusing primarily on ozone pressure. Again, as that pass there was called offsides. But again, if you're Chicopee Comp, you've got nothing to lose. You're already down 2-0. I mean, and honestly, in some cases, you really don't care if another goal goes into the back of your net. You've played this game just how you want to. I mean, this is probably the first team we've seen so far that really has played a full 80-minute game with this Cardinal team. I mean, 2-0 the score. Cardinals almost went into the halftime 0-0. Said the pass there by Dillard is picked up by Donahue. And Donahue really coming up big for the Colts. We said it time and time again. Both goaltenders, for not only for Eden Kornacki for Pope, but also Mo Donahue for the Colts. I mean, not a bad game that both of them plays. That shot is cleared out of harm's way by Kornacki. So the Colts will look to regroup with that. I think this is the time where the Colts are aiming to get more of their ozone pressure here in the dying moments of this second half. Lights are on. Boys game will be under the lights tonight. Ella Burlacci tries to get the pass off over there for Turmel. Turmel looks up for Brasselarchi. Brasselarchi looking to center it. She'll take it up the side of the field. Taken down on the play there by the Colt defense. Fialo over for Turmel. Turmel looking inside. Tries to find Johnson on the far side, but instead is sent back out by the Colts. And Colts are really starting to focus more on the neutral zone, ozone pressure. Focusing on trying to score here in the late minutes of this game. 13-10 remaining in the second half. Again, we'll have the Cardinal postgame coming up. If the score holds, Pope will improve to 3-0. Undefeated still. Chicopee Comp will improve to fall to 1-1, I should say. As I believe the Hampshire Regional Boys team has just arrived on site. So make sure to tune in for that, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that game will start early. More so 6 o'clock possibly, if not 6:15. Has Pope with it now. Strelacci staying with it. Taken down on the play. They're looking for a call, I believe. I believe it will result in Pope possession. Again, later this week, we can't talk about it enough. Boys, Monument Mountain, 4:30 on Thursday. Make sure to tune in for that. It'll be a rivalry matchup for the ages. Pope looking for vengeance that game. Turmel with the lob pass in for Fialo. Rebound, she scores! It's Gabby Fialo with her first goal of the season to put the Cardinals up 3-0. So Fiala with the third goal for the Cardinals as she puts them up 3-0. So Fiala with her first goal of the season. Cardinals up 3-0. Again, we said it was at this point for the Colts. If you wanted to start piling on the ozone pressure, you had to start doing it now. I think they're starting to get the memo as they start out with the ball right away, taken down on the play there. As Strelacci not liking the call by the officials. But Chicopee Comp will start out with it now. So Chicopee Comp trying to pile on the pressure now. Pope up 3-0 late in the game. Ballant trying to shake and bake around the defenders there. This pass is sent in for Karnacki as she scoops that one up. So 3-0 the score so far. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in the second half. Comp trying to work their way into the Pope D zone. I think they understood the assignment now, or the memo now, as they're really starting to pile on the shots and the goals. I mean, excuse me, it's more the O-zone time. Not the shots and the goals. That's been all in favor of Pope this evening, as they stand at 3-0. Chicopee Comp trying to work their way in. They do. Comp looking to gain some O-zone time. Ibrahim for the Colts. Tries to center the feed there. I believe she was looking off for Sawiki. Instead, Termel would take it. She looks far side for Hannah Johnson. But instead, she is cut down and is save made by Donahue. Just about 10 minutes remaining here in the second half. Or excuse me, under 10 now. Cardinals up 3-0. Make sure to tune in for the boys game. Again, we said early start possibly for them. Maybe looking around 6:15. Fiala with it now. Looking upfield. Over for Brasselarchi. Brasselarchi trying to hustle to the ball there. I believe it will be Pope possession, as Sophie Samard and Brooke Beedling will get into the game. And off the field will be Ballant and Peyton Beedling. Sibling duo there for the Cardinals. Peyton Beedling and Brooke Beedling. Goal kick for the Colts now. Up the far wing. Pass picked off there by Sterlacci. Sterlacci tried to pressure it on there, but instead the Colts will send him into the Pope D zone. Kornacki scoops that one up. So with under 9 remaining, she sends it out in front of the net for Brooke Beedling. Beedling up the side wing again, looking Pope. Pope starting to tire down here, as they're looking more the strong long distance pass. I think this is where, if you're Chicopee Comp, you got to start capitalizing on these opportunities. Pope just looking to clear it at this point. I mean, they're tired. You can definitely tell. They're just trying to clear it out of the D zone. And again, we've seen that with the Chicopee Comp Colts. The last 10 minutes, really, for them, it's all gas, no brakes. And unfortunately for them, it may be too little, too late. As with just about 8 minutes left, they find themselves down 3-0. So with this, Pope will more than likely improve to 3-0 on the season. Chicopee Comp will fall to 1-1. Certainly a hard-fought battle between these two teams. Coming up, we will have the Cardinal postgame. More than likely, we'll be bringing you 3 stars of the game. Who that is right now, we are unsure. Nora Walsh with the pass up for Termel. Termel tries to center the pass there. Says picked off by Chicopee Comp. Chicopee Comp still putting the pressure on now, as they look to really just try to get out of the D zone now. Says pressured on by Brasselarchi. Brasselarchi looking to center the feed in there, as she's still with it now. Chicopee Comp trying to pile the pressure on. Termel with a long distance shot. Looks cross field for Hannah Johnson. Johnson inside. Looks over for Sterlacci. Sterlacci pass it off over Samard. Samard to Sterlacci. Pass picked off there as it is sent way out of the Colt defensive zone. And it's pressured on there by, I believe, Abrisha Ibrahim of the Colts. So Pope will work it back into the O-zone. Trying to get the touch pass there, and she does. She gets it off for Brasselarchi. Brasselarchi back over for Termel. Termel looks far side of the field. Again, Pope's been trying that. They know they're up 3-0. Under 7 remaining in the second half. They've been looking cross field, long distance. I think they're just trying to kill the clock here at this point. If you're Pope, you're not down anything. You're up 3-0. You can get a little creative, but I would really be careful here, because Chicopee Comp could make you pay for it, as we are in the dying moments of this second half. Ball scooped up there by Donahue. And Donahue really, we've said this about both goalies tonight. Donahue and Kornacki coming up big for both teams. I mean, really, I think this game really, regardless of the score, like we said, last game was 6-0 for Pittsburgh. Goaltenders have played a big impact in this game, really standing out for both teams and really standing on their head for both teams. As with this Kornacki right now, I will not jinx anything, but Kornacki right now with 1 goal against in 3 games, which is really, really good stats, especially off a 3-0-0 record. Hope working it now. Dillard looks far side for Fiala. Instead, she'll take it herself. Dillard with it now. Has goal number 5 of the season as she looks for goal number 6. Dillard, the long shot over for Sterlacci, who looked to pick it far corner. But instead, it's sent just wide of the net. Pass there. I mean, really, Chicopee just looking to get it out of their zone. As that pass there was picked off by Fiala. Fiala already with 1 goal on the night. Is that pass there for Dillard? Dillard with it now. Tries to fire a low-angle shot. But instead it's sent out. Under 5 remaining here. Pope just trying to kill the clock here. Put as much pressure on Chicopee Comp as they can. So 4:40 remaining in the second half. Again, we will have the Cardinal post game coming up. And then after that, I believe the boys game will more than likely start early. More around 6:15. As the boys team has just arrived on site. So they look to go 3-0 on the season. As the girls will more than likely go 3-0 on the season. As they are up 3-0 now. Dillard tries to get the shot in there, but instead sent out of harm's way. Sterlacci with the shot there. Looks far corner again. We've seen Sterlacci looking far corner for that for that top right shelf of the net. Unfortunately, 2 golden opportunities, but nothing has gone in yet, as Dillard will head out of the game and Ballant back in. 4:32 remaining. Goal kick coming here by the Colts. And boys game under the lights tonight. More than likely it will start early. 3-0 the score now. So with this will start Pope's 6-game road trip. I would say really the mini road trip, because they do have the real road trip. We got to get things sorted out here. The mini road trip for the Cardinals, I would say, as their next game will almost be about a month to the day, as Pandolfi looks to center the feed out in front for Ballant. Hannah Johnson with the rebound, and she scores. Johnson with her 5th goal of the season, tying Dillard for the team leading score. So Pope up 4-0 now. With 4:32 remaining in the game. And Pope is just not giving Chicopee Comp any breathing room. As 4-0 is the score now. It was the initial shot, I believe, there by Sterlacci. The first rebound by Ballant was saved. And then the second rebound by Johnson would result in the Cardinals' 4th goal of the game. So 4:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Clock not going. I am unaware if we are on official time or not. We may be on official time. So 4-0 the score. Chicopee Comp really just looking to get on the board here. So I believe we are on official time now. As 4-0 the score. Boys game probably more than likely set to take place, more than likely either at 6 o'clock or 6:15. There's a save there by Kornacki. So we are on official time. So I would say more than likely under 3 to play in the second half. Boys game coming up as they look to head 3-0 with the girls team. Girls will more than likely improve to 3-0 on the season. Still undefeated. Certainly that will be something that we will mention in the Cardinal postgame. But again, now starts the long road trip. 6 games away for the Cardinals. The next time you will see us here broadcasting a girls game will more than likely be almost a month from now. October 3rd, we said. I believe that game is set against Agawam, if I am correct. So it'll be a game here at Pope Francis versus Agawam, October 30th, 4 p.m. So there'll be 2 home games before they head on the real road trip to New Jersey, where they will face 2 top 20. We cannot stress this enough. 2 top 20 teams ranked in New Jersey. I was surprisingly able to find a national ranking there as Hannah Johnson looking for her second goal of the game, trying to center that out for Soja, but she cannot get it. So again, Pope will be taking on 2 top 20 teams in New Jersey. This, I believe, is across the board throughout whatever Division 1, Division 2, throughout prep teams. 2 top 20 teams in New Jersey, and I believe I was able to find their national ranking. I believe the 2 national rankings, I'm unsure of what the team's national rankings are, who is who specifically, but I believe one is 146 in the country and one is 152 in the country. And with that, the game is called. So Pope takes this game 4-0, the final score. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will have the Cardinal postgame coming up, but 4-0 the score, and be sure to tune in for the boys game later. Cardinal postgame coming up. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions Play here live on Pope Prep. Don Percy here, the voice of the Cardinals. We got the post game here. Gabby Fiallo, Colette Thayer, Nora Walsh. Gabby, you had your first goal of the season, absolutely electric. What's going through your mind on that?
Yeah, it felt amazing. Maeve had a really good ball and finished it in the back of the net. Third goal of the game is always the most important, so super proud moment there.
We talk about the end of the last 10 minutes in the first half. Really seemed like a scramble. You guys were just trying to clear it out of the zone. It would lead to one of your first goals, though. What's your opinion on that, Nora Walsh?
Yeah, during that time we were kind of stressed out and kind of just started kicking it, but we were able to talk, and especially when we scored that was because it was a throw-in. We immediately kicked it up and started running, talked to each other, made the run, and scored. So it was really good.
6-game road trip ahead, you guys. Next time we will see you here on Pope Prep, or excuse me, October 3rd, actually. 6-game road trip ahead, you guys. How do you think, is that going to impact your performance at all?
If we keep playing like we are right now, then no, we're going to keep up our wins.
Undefeated going into the road trip, 3-0. You guys are going to go 9-0 out of this?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, well, that'll do it for the post game. Coming up, we have the boys game. I believe it is set to kick off for about maybe 6:15. So this is Don Percy, the voice of the Cardinals, saying thank you, and be sure to tune in for the boys games. Thank you very much.